What's up everyone, how's it going? So finally, this is episode 4 of my Star Wars Battlefront 2 movie updates concept, and this one of course being A New Hope, the very first Star Wars movie that ever released. And if you guys watched episode 3, the previous one of this series, you will know that I did go a little crazy with it and made it pretty unrealistic and added a ton of new maps, new hero starfighters and all that. But this one, for A New Hope, I think is a lot more realistic for a pretty decently sized update in Battlefront 2. And in one of the maps that I actually added a new way to play Capital Supremacy. I also have a couple new reinforcements that I'm excited to share. So let's jump right into it with the first map that I would love to see being added from A New Hope, and that being Tantive 4. This was the first thing that we see in the opening shot of the first Star Wars movie, and it's just such an iconic ship. Unfortunately, I don't think it would be big enough to make it for Capital Supremacy, but I would absolutely love to see this map come for the modes like Heroes vs. Villains, Instant Action, even Co-op if they wanted to, and then all the other ones like Blast and Hero Showdown and all that. It definitely is a fan favorite ship, and they even brought it back for episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, which was pretty awesome to see in my opinion. So it's just, like I said, an iconic ship and would be great for the smaller modes. They even have a crashed version of the ship in the Death Star 2 that actually start out in the Galactic Assault version of this game. It is pretty small and there's not much coverage in it, but it still looks really cool just from that one little section. And we of course also see the entire thing on the new Aegon Class map in this game, and I just think it would be a great addition overall to add. But then next up is kind of the major thing with this update concept. This is actually going to be 2 new maps, both ported over from Battlefront 2015, these being the Death Star maps. So this is going to be made mainly for Capital Supremacy, but this mode for this map is going to be played much differently. And so if you watch my episode 3 concept, it will work a lot similar to the way that I had the Battle over Coruscant work. And so basically the start of the match is actually in the space station on the inside, and this is basically the new ground phase, even though you really aren't on a planet, but you're still on the ground. And the objective works just like all the other maps in this phase. You have to capture all the command posts. But what starts out differently is if the Empire captures them all first, there is no second phase and the game will end, and of course they will win. However, if you do complete the objective as the Rebels, then you go into the second phase of this mode. And this is the part that is completely different than how Capital Supremacy is normally played. So once the Rebels capture all the command posts, then you go into a respawn screen and you are actually in Starfighters. And I'm sure you guys can already guess what the objective is. Yes, you have to blow up the Death Star, just like they did in A New Hope and even in Battlefront 2015, which is what this map has actually been ported from. So it's the same way you did it there. And basically you have a limited time and a reinforcement count. So you have to be quick in the trench run, as there are not only many enemies attacking you, but there's also a bunch of enemy AI and even hero starfighters that will be going after you as well. And so basically if you fail to complete this objective in time or lose all your reinforcement tickets, the game ends and the Empire wins. So it's not like Capital Supremacy where once it ends, then you go back to the ground phase and you start over again. But of course, if you do succeed in the trench run and blow up the Death Star, you do win, and the person that does blow it up gets a ton of points. So this was probably one of my favorite things that Battlefront 2015 had to offer. It was super unique and was just overall extremely fun, and was definitely probably my favorite thing about the game. So I think it would just be really cool for DICE to add a sort of Capital Supremacy 2 mode to this game, where it's just an alternative version, but you do have to blow up the Death Star in Starfighters rather than going up to the capital ship and blowing it up from the inside out. I do think it would be a missed opportunity to leave this part out, especially because it was already created in Battlefront 2015. You know, the assets are already there. Yes, it does take a long time to port over, but it is still less work and they already have everything laid out. But one quick thing that I want to add on to this is, say that you are playing as Luke Skywalker during the first phase. So once the objective gets complete on that one, if you're still playing as that character, you now spawn in as his hero starfighter in the second phase, and the same goes with Boba Fett and Darth Vader and all those. Obviously, Leia does not have a hero ship, so if that's the case, you just get your 4,000 battle points back to spend towards another starfighter. Okay, and next up, I want to talk about 2 new reinforcements that I would just love to see in this game, those being the Bothan Spy and the IG class Assassin Droid. These are some of my favorite side characters in Star Wars, and I absolutely loved playing as the IG droid in the LEGO Star Wars games. IG-11 was also probably my favorite character in The Mandalorian, and it was a little disappointing to see that we didn't get to see much of him, but they did bring him back in the end, so I was really happy to see that. And obviously, they would just make for really unique reinforcements. I don't really know what class they would be in. Maybe the Infiltrator would probably work best, or they could make a whole entire new class, which would be pretty cool to see. And someone actually already made a mod that replaces the Imperial Spy, the new reinforcement, with an IG Assassin droid, and it looks absolutely amazing. He took the model from the Mandalorian show, or at least based it off of that, and it just looks really awesome to see. It includes a whole new model, of course, but also new weapon models as well. So it just works really cool, and my favorite part about it is the fact that it is multiplayer compatible. So I was using this in the co-op mode, and I was just having so much fun, and it really made me think about how cool an Assassin droid would be as a new reinforcement. And the same goes for the Bothan Spy. You know, there's just so much unique possibilities that could come with them, and it is something that I would love to see DICE work on. But that is my episode 4 of movie update concepts for Star Wars Battlefront 2. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below, what you thought about my ideas. What things would you change about it, or what things would you actually add to it as well? Just go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. But I hope you guys did enjoy it. I really enjoy making these, and the support on them has been pretty good, so I thank you all for that. But if you did enjoy, be sure as always to leave a like, as it really helps out the channel a lot. And if you're new, subscribe for more Star Wars news, gameplay, and more. And I'll hopefully see you in the next one.